Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm here with Curtis from MyDesigns. He's back. He's got a bunch of really cool updates with the number one software in the space that's really helping us monetize advancements in technology. That's how I like to summarize it. Curtis, welcome back.
Thanks, Ryan. It's good to be back.
Yeah, man. We've been going back and forth a little bit, but why don't we just start by talking about one of the interesting new, can we still call it new product types that you added to MyDesigns that you've been pretty successful with on Etsy specifically. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So we added napkins several months ago, let's say 3 months ago, to the product catalog at MyDesigns. So print on demand product catalog. And I decided to take a new Etsy store of mine and push some of them, obviously personalized napkins using the MyDesigns personalization system. And it's been, over the last 30 days, I'm at 3.2K profit, 8K revenue, and haven't really optimized these listings. I spent less than 4 hours in total creating them and publishing them. And the store continues to grow. And when it hits that 10K profit in 1 month, then I'm going to share everything. I'll share the store, I'll share the listings, I'll share order data, just kind of show you what's going on with that store and what I did. It's not hard. The fulfillment of the orders takes a couple minutes, depending on the order. Some are faster, some are a little longer, but that's it. It's a very simple process that people should be able to easily replicate within MyDesigns.
What a guy. He's launching a store brand new, making $100 a day profit almost right away. Using MyDesigns, by the way, the software that everybody here is capable of using, link in the description. And you're going to reveal the whole story, you said, or just do a case study or what?
Yeah, I'll do case studies and reveal the store with those case studies. So reveal the store, reveal the products, reveal the niches I'm in so that people can see kind of what's going on. Because there's so many different crossover niches you could jump into. So it's great to get more and more sellers using MyDesigns doing just that. There's a lot of potential out there, especially with napkins. And one thing I want to touch on, because people that aren't familiar with selling them, obviously personalized napkins are great, but it's all bulk. So people are ordering anywhere from 50 to 1,000 napkins, whether it's for weddings or events or birthdays, retirements. There's so many different niches you can jump into, but that it's bulk orders. So, one napkin sell traditionally, let's say even just 50 napkins, that's usually about $30 profit, depending on where you're pricing. And to get it in the 1,000 napkins, that's going to be about 120, 30 to $130 profit per order. So it takes 1-2 orders a day. You could be making $100 a day. Versus shirts, that's going to take, about 12, 13 shirts. So it's a big difference.
Yeah, and one person most likely doesn't need that many shirts, whereas one person, might need quite a few napkins, right?
Yeah, 50 minimum all the way up to 1,000. That's pretty much the quantities we offer. And, I get people from 50 all the way up to 1,000, just different orders, depending on what they need. For big events, it's great.
Dude, who would have thought that all these advancements in technology, right? AI emerging. We're using it to do our SEO. We're using it to do our graphics. We got you and your team of engineers making this crazy cutting edge software, helping us monetize the advancements in AI, all so that we can sell custom napkins.
Exactly.
What a world.
Yeah, it is what a world. Everything's changing fast. And, as MyDesigns continues to progress and we get more and more of the features we want to lay out our full vision, this is getting easier and easier for the average creator to step in and really quickly create high quality product listings, including your mockups, the data, everything you need with order fulfillment built in, eventually personalization being automated as much as possible. So many great things are building, but I guess we can touch on some of that later, but it's phenomenal and it's really starting to come together right now.
Yeah, you guys do great work, you and your team. The vision's there, the execution's there. So keep it up, man. It's been great to see from the beginning, from beta. By the way, that case study, I just want to say, I'm having you back on whenever it's ready to tell that story on my channel because I'm greedy. But also, everybody who's watching, make sure to subscribe to the MyDesigns YouTube channel. We'll link to that in the description as well, because I'm sure you can drop that video there first.
Yeah, we'll drop it on MyDesigns and my channel. And then, yeah, I'd love to do a call with you to go over it. And like I said, once I hit 10K profit, that's pretty much the part I want to be at. And then I'll start sharing everything. So within the MyDesigns community, across our YouTube and social media channels. And of course, here with Ryan Hogue as well.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. And you knew those were going to be a hit. Basically, right when I guess you got the green light that it was going to be in the catalog. So, well done.
Yeah, when I was looking over the product catalog from Taylor, they're the ones that fulfill these napkins for us. I did some research through Etsy and other platforms and realized that, they don't have super high sales volume, the napkins. But when you look at your profit margins, you don't need a lot of sales to get really make good money. So I'm obviously these are gonna be a good hit. There's definitely enough demand. It really comes down to your niche, different crossover niches, but it's there. There's a lot of potential for a lot of people to make good money with these. And speaking of, there's other products we're gonna be adding soon too. We already have business cards. Again, those are bulk orders. I haven't touched those yet, but I think there's a good potential there from the research I've been doing. Just like napkins, we have greeting cards and invitations coming very soon. Those will obviously be a major hit during Q4 and different events. So those again are bulk orders, anywhere from I think 10 up to a couple hundred. So there's a lot of exciting products coming where everybody's, people they're purchasing these are purchasing them in bulk. And again, that's where you can make some great money.
Yeah, it's like the inverse of my approach to general print on demand, which is like I'll sell like t-shirts, but I'll be in like the most fringe, low competition niches. This is like the flip of that, where it's like, let's be in like the huge niches, but with like the fringe products, you know what I mean? And it stays off the radar. That's what's beautiful about it. We were joking before we hit record. If we had an Etsy research tool, we'd be charging the sellers to keep their products out of the research tool so they don't get copied. It's kind of like, yeah, or sell products that just don't bubble up and become super obvious because, the sales are too high and everybody wants a piece of that pie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So why don't you fill us in on, other stuff that you've had going on at MyDesigns? I know the import and sync feature recently was live. So how's that been going?
That's a really good feature. It's becoming one of my favorites. And there's a couple ways to use it. So if you are already a MyDesigns user and you publish products through us, you can basically go into your collection, make changes to those products like the mockups, add stickers, labels, use Vision AI to improve the data, generate new mockups, generate video mockups, and sync it back to Etsy. But if you're a seller that's not using MyDesigns, maybe you have hundreds, if not thousands of listings on Etsy already, you can create collections in MyDesigns and just import those listings. And then if you want to add like stickers to I call them stickers or labels, but add it to your primary mockup, like ships fast shipping, or personalizable, customizable, whatever it may be. You can do that in bulk with our Canvas system and then sync that back, or use Vision AI to improve your listing data and sync that back, or just take your existing mockups. If you don't have a video mockup, which you should, just import those listings, take those mockups, create a video mockup in bulk in MyDesigns for all those listings, and then sync it back to Etsy. But it's an incredible tool. So you don't have to be using MyDesigns for fulfillment. You can just import your listings. So if you're using Printify, Printful, Gelato, whatever the platform may be, you already have thousands of listings up. You can import them, make changes, sync it back. But it's incredible. I've been really liking it lately, and it's getting better. But
That's so crazy. Like even just adding that, like you said, sticker, whatever we're calling it, right, to the primary mockup. If you've been on Etsy, you know how it is. Like for most Etsy sellers, you climb that like wall, the learning curve, and then you're like, oh, I got to go back and do all this extra stuff, and it's a pain in the ass. It's gonna take a week, or it like sync with MyDesigns, literally do it all in bulk, and then click one button and then watch it push to your live Etsy listings. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah, and that's always been the key with MyDesigns. Again, you can do everything in bulk, whether it's graphic design, editing, mockup generation, product publishing, fulfillment, all that you can do in bulk. So we're really about saving time. So being able to import and make those quick changes instead of doing it one by one across hundreds, if not thousands of your listings, which would take hours, if not days to do, you can do it in a couple minutes. So it's there's so many things that are starting to open up with this import feature. Eventually it'll be supported for Shopify, for TikTok, for every platform we integrate with. You'll be able to import, make changes, sync back. Right now it's just Etsy, but Shopify will be coming next because those are the two main platforms we have out. And TikTok Shop's done, not released yet. We're just waiting for their final approval, but a lot of good things happening there.
That'll be awesome as well, man. And we don't need to say this, but time is money,
It
right?
is.
Time is money. So save yourself a bunch of time. Cause like, that's where I think a lot of people on their print on demand journey, this divergence is created. And I'm always like, why are some people doing so well and other people lagging behind? And I think I'm not saying it's because you didn't pay for MyDesigns. I'm saying it's because you didn't use the tools that are available, MyDesigns being one of them. You know what I mean? That specifically is meant to save you time. You can go hire a VA, train them, all these things, or use software and literally do it yourself.
Yeah, there's so many great tools out there. We're trying to encompass everything you need into one platform. That's always been the main vision, and we're getting close. But there are so many great tools. If you're not utilizing them, you definitely should. I don't think you have to. It's just gonna be a much slower and tedious process. So if you're doing things in bulk and if you can do things quickly, you really just start gathering data much quicker, make the changes you need to do, and save yourself, months and months of time. So something that would traditionally take you half a year, you could probably bring that down to 30 days, if not more, especially once you learn a product like ours.
Yeah. Just adding the little sticker to your primary thumbnail, increase your click-through rate by 2-3%.
It works, by the way.
Yeah.
Before we built this import feature, I took one of my old shops on Etsy and went and applied it. I labeled about 30, 40 products that are out there out of hundreds of products. And it's funny, within a couple of weeks, most of those products started getting sales, which is funny. They weren't getting sales previously. So they started bringing in sales. So it's really just that label. You think about all the searches on Etsy, something that's going to catch your attention, like fast shipping. That's obviously a good one. If it's personalized product, having personalizable or customizable, things like that really can stand out. And you can add your own labels, your own stickers. You can try all kinds of things. So it's exciting. And I'd love to show you a quick demo of how that works.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready, man, that'd be sick.
Yeah, let's jump into it. So I'm already sharing screen. I think we're good.
All right. By the
So-
way, quick plug for you guys. I know you do live streams every Thursday too. So
Yeah, we do live streams every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that's in the MyDesigns community. And they're getting quite popular. We do Q&A. We also talk about updates that are in the works or either released and some of our future plans. So those are great. If anyone wants to join us, more than welcome. All right, so I'm here. I have my demo account on Etsy opened up. So I have these organized by section. So I'm going to look at one of these listings real quick. You can see what this looks like. This is 8 different listings. So already has, these were published from MyDesigns already, obviously. But I'm going to import these into a new folder. I just wanted to show you the different mockups, titles, etc. here. So I'm going to go over to listings. I have a folder here. It's empty. These are just collections. You can create folders. I do recommend if you have sections already organized on Etsy with all your listings, create those sections in MyDesigns as folders. That way you can keep everything organized.
just correlate them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So from here, if you already connected your Etsy shop to MyDesigns, you can just go upload, import listings. And if you have multiple Etsy shops, you'll have a drop down here where you could choose the shop, but there's only one on this demo account. So under sections, I'm just going to go to those camping shirts and select all. Of course, if I only wanted to import 2, I could just select them. But in this case, I'm going to import all 8 of these. So just import listings, and you'll see up here that should be processing.
So what if you have 150 listings? Are we limited to 120 at a time?
No, on the import right now, we don't have limitations. We have not tested with 1,000, plus listings, but yeah, there should be no limit on it right now.
But can we do like the bulk updates on, you know what I'm saying? Like if we want to change the first image or something, like, is that going to hit us with 120?
If you're doing Canvas, you'll have, it's 120 on the Pro Plus max, but we'll probably remove those in some cases. We'll have to look into that, especially with the new Canvas updates we're working on. It should really improve performance and not use so much resources on a server. But yeah, that's something you look into, probably just enabling that way you don't have to do this in bunches or in batches.
Yeah. Or just a way of selecting, like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you have like 125 and it's like, damn it, I got to go manually click the last 5. Just some way of like doing it. Yeah,
we'll look at that and definitely make some improvements. But yeah, these are imported, right? So got all the mockups that we just saw on Etsy. The title, description, tags are on these listings. So I think the first thing we were talking about mockups and stickers / labels. So I'm going to select all 8 of these. Let's go to Canvas. And these mockups are 2000 by 1500 pixels. So I can just create that canvas and then import this main mockup. You can import any of them, obviously, make changes, but I'm going to take the primary mockup, just add to all. And under position, I can fit it to artboard. And then what's great about MyDesigns, again, you can do everything in bulk. So once I have this first listing set up how I want, I can just sync. And now you can see these are all fit perfectly. So these are the 8 different listings that I'm primary mockup. So this is our Canvas editor, which is a graphic design editor, which enables bulk processing. So if I went under elements, I'm going to type label. By the way, we're working on about 30 to 50 different elements, like popular elements, or when I say elements, like graphics you would want to add to your listing,
Nice.
Stickers or labels. So we'll have these done sometime this week, and then they'll just be available for everybody here. Probably just type label to filter them. But if I want to take this ships fast label, I'm going to put that probably right. I'll make it a little bigger. Right here, because I want it to appear on the search results in Etsy, and just sync that. Now you can see that's across all these. And if this was a personalizable listing, it's not, but I'm going to use this as an example. Maybe I was going to add a customized tab too. Make that sync up here, and then just sync that too. So you get the idea there, right? So if
there's so many people too that would like, I'm just saying, man, like I got my ear to the streets. I work closely with a lot of people. Like what you just did, even just to do it once, making it that easy with the Canvas system in MyDesigns is like huge, because not everybody has like graphic design skills and all that. And they might spend an hour just trying to make the circle with ships fast look half decent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why we want to have a bunch of pre-made designs that you can just add to your Canva. And by the way, these you can edit the color on.
Nice.
So, right. So you can edit the color of the color behind, and of course the text color here. So
no, and you did the right click and sync, and then you literally applied it to all your listings.
Yeah, exactly.
It's incredible, man.
So yeah, it takes 2 seconds, right, to just make something like really quickly for all of your mockups. So I'm going to replace the original one, and I'm actually going to keep it as editable, because if I ever wanted to go in the future, it's an editable design. I can just open it and delete these labels or add new ones, and then overwrite it, and then sync that back to Etsy. So you see how easy it's going to get to make these changes.
So it's not synced back to Etsy yet. We're just updating MyDesigns, generating the new image.
Yep. So we'll make the changes we want, and then we'll sync it back to the live listing live listing on Etsy. So you can see that here now. change the view. So on all the primary mockups, we got those two labels / stickers, whatever we're going to call them, added to it. Another thing, this listing doesn't have a video, which I always recommend. So I'm gonna go video mockups, and I'll probably keep them in the same order.
Bro, we talked about it. Etsy and Amazon, they want videos.
Yeah, and by the way, we're gonna add a bunch of video templates too. Right now, we just have that slow transitional slideshow one. We'll add some in the future that just a bunch of different templates, so you can get different styles for your videos. But I'll just run that again on all 8 of these. So just take these mockups here and create a video out of them. So if someone's on the Etsy search page, they hover over your listing, it'll rotate through the mockups that are inside your listing. So hopefully bringing that click-through rate up.
Yeah, the issue, guys, as sellers is like having a video, as long as it's not like a completely irrelevant video, is going to help your conversion rate. And if you're not doing it and your competition is, that is working against you. Like literally, it's working against you, because on a relative basis, you're going to underperform your competition, and they're going to get higher placement in search results, and your sales are going to reflect that. You know what I mean? Just is what it is.
Yeah, videos are being pushed hard, like you said, across pretty much every marketplace. So those are almost done. Again, if you're doing this for 120 on Pro, it wouldn't take much longer than that. It's more of just like, because we do it in parallel. So all 8 of those videos are done, and now it's just sitting here to kind of give an example of what this looks like. Basically rotates through your mockups, transitions to the different mockups you have, and that's it. So we got a video for all 8 of these listings. Now, I think one more thing to touch on, even though this listing data is probably already originally created with Vision AI, let's say I wanted to redo my titles and tags. So if you had just bad titles and tags on your listings, you imported my MyDesigns, you can literally just scan your main mockup or one of these mockups. Like I could take one of these, scan it, and then write my listing data with it. So let's go Vision AI. I'm going to choose, let's go one of these mockups. It's obviously a t-shirt, so I'll stick to that. Etsy being the platform, we have Amazon merch and Shopify here too. But we also released a new model today. It's MD2 for Vision AI. So it's a little bit better and a little bit faster than the old model. But I'm not going to just get the description, but I'll generate titles, tags, custom instructions. I could give it more details about what this niche is. If I wanted keywords to include in the title and stuff, you can tell it here, and it will do that. But I'll turn that off. So just generate these. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do something real quick, because people aren't aware of this. Maybe you want to keep your old data just in case, like your old titles, descriptions, and tags. Okay. So what I recommend, go to template. It's so easy after you import. Make sure you select the main listing here, and then you can click the plus, which just duplicates it. So I'm going to say just shirts, and I'll move that to the main spot. So our old data is still there, but if I update this template, so you see I got blank details here. So if I ever want to go back and sync this data again that I had before, at least you have that backup there. So that's something to bring up. I thought it'd be a good thing to touch on.
So does Vision AI write to the first tab no matter what? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
You can change it to whatever field you want, but by default, it will choose the first data set. We call these data sets up here.
Yep.
So that's why I moved it to the front. And then you still, if you wanted to like go back in the future and just edit template, move listing to number 1, right?
Yep.
That way it just makes it easier. You're not having to select each field manually. But so let's go back.
Dude, there's a learning curve to MyDesigns, but like this is not just good to know for being a MyDesigns user and benefiting from the tech, but like I think it's like also helping to kind of train your brain to think a little bit more in line with like the technical world that we live in, you know, so you don't get left in the dust, because obviously like if the early adopters of a lot of this stuff are going to be the ones that benefit most from it.
Yeah, exactly. So basically I'm just having Vision AI scan one of my mockups and write listing data for a t-shirt that's optimized for Etsy. I'm getting the titles, descriptions, and tags. And I chose the product that I'm using, which is that Bella 3001. You don't have to do this, but it'll just add the product details to the end of the description. So now we can run that real quick. That way we can actually just resync this new data to Etsy. That shouldn't take too long either.
Dude, Vision AI, by the way, definitely my personal favorite update to MyDesigns since it existed.
It's one of my favorites too. It's
so
really
sick,
nice.
man.
All right, so that is done. So the new model gets a little more creative in some cases. Like now you're using some brackets, which are fine. You can use commas, you can use brackets. Like this doesn't matter. But you can see here, all that new data is done just by scanning one of our mockups. And it's pretty good. It's like highly optimized for Etsy SEO. So again, I always say it gets you about 80% of the way done. If you have expertise within this niche, you know some high volume search terms, keywords, I would go add those to your tags, add them to your titles if you need, just optimize it a bit further. But if it was ready to go, so we just added those labels to the mockups, regenerated the listing data, and added a video mockup. So now I want to sync this all back to those live listings. So you just go to quick actions, bulk sync publications. So if you had a shop, obviously it's just this one, but these are the publications here. Just don't have to do anything there. If you had multiple publications, if you published it for MyDesigns, you can find them here and change it. But this is good to go. So let's go next. So it's automatically going to select all the mockups up here. If you didn't want to sync some of them back to Etsy, you can unselect them. But you can also rearrange the mockups here. So obviously I want this as my primary. You see we also got that video mockup here. But we're in this case too, we're going to also take the title, the new title, description, and tags. Again, this is for all 8 listings. So if I rotate through these, you can see those. But we're going to sync that all back to Etsy. So everything looks good here. Just next. This is a preview to see how it look. And just sync. And now it'll add those new titles, descriptions, tags, the new mockup with these labels, and the video mockup to those listings.
That's so cool, man. Like, I just think back to like when I was new to Etsy and I was figuring everything out for the first time, and like I had this one guy who like we didn't work together, but we worked kind of in sync with each other and we helped each other out. We would just be on Facebook Messenger talking about like how we would redo everything if we could just hit the reset button. And it's just crazy because now it's like it's feasible. It's not like some massive undertaking to make like some pretty advanced changes. You know, even editing the images, you just did it in the Canva system. It was so easy.
Yeah, in seconds. Now, what's cool, if you, let's say you imported hundreds of designs into MyDesigns and you had the original design that you created them with, in the future, we'll have some technologies kind of built around the same Vision AI technology where it can scan your design and scan the mockup, and then it'll link them together. So you can just drop all your designs into our cloud and have it sync up to the actual listing. So that way, if you want to generate new mockups using our new mockup generator, you can do it all in bulk, but with your design, you can just quickly create really high quality mockups. And speaking of, we remade almost every single mockup in our mockup generator in our library. That should go live in the next week or two. We're going to release them all at the same time, but increased realism, increased textures, increased print placement. They're just much better, and that's been a highly
awesome,
requested feature from our customers. But that's done; those are synced. So now, if I come back again under the same shop, I'm just going to refresh this. So you can see we got all the labels here.
Yep.
So open that up. Got the new title. It's got the new description. It's got the new tags. If I scroll down, the new tags here. So very quickly, and obviously the videos here too. So you see how easy that was to do. But there's so many different ways to use that. Rather, you just want to generate a video mockup, import your listings, generate a video mockup in bulk, resync it back to Etsy, or use Vision AI to improve the listing data, or just generate new mockups in the near future.
Now you make it sound so easy, but for the people that also like maybe are doubting that they'll be able to figure it out, like you do have the community.
Yep.
You've got support. You've got there's a Discord community as well. Like, I mean, there's tutorial videos. Like, there's so much.
Yeah, there is, and I have specific videos on every single one of these I just released. So one of them will be about the labels for mockups. One of them's just Vision AI. One of them's import. So that way, it's just like more of just one step at a time. So you can watch that and learn it. But once you do it a couple times, it's incredibly easy.
Yeah, that was awesome though. I mean, and it's a very practical. It's something I didn't know you guys would even add, but I can see why you would do it. I mean, it's very practical, and I feel like that could definitely get people to dip their toes into MyDesigns if they're already real successful on Etsy and they're like, I don't need this software.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
so I think you will really want to use it, especially with some of the things we have coming. But you know, if you published a product from MyDesigns, you could go to publications here, pull it up. You can adjust the print file and everything here too. This one's obviously not published from MyDesigns because I imported it, but you can adjust the print file. You can turn it into a personalized product. There's different things you can do. Or if you wanted to just edit one of these listings, I'll show you this real quick. So I'm just going to, we'll just add test at the end here so you can see and just sync that back to Etsy, right? For just that listing. Mm-hmm. So that's the camping's my favorite therapy. I think that's one I have here. So at the end here, I think, is it this one? There you
camping is my favorite. There you go. Yep.
So just on a single by single listing basis, you can do that too.
And what about like editing pricing or anything?
So pricing's coming. We're adding pricing. We're going to add product attributes and categories and things like that, where you can bulk update. And also
that's
save
gonna
those
be so sick.
That'll be the next step.
Yeah. The more that I interview like top Etsy sellers and whatnot, it just seems like it's very, very common to have like a launch strategy. I mean, most people watching, it's like, it's not just your existing listings. You want to keep the ball rolling. You want to launch new ones. You want them to be successful. And yeah, being able to like bulk reprice, you know what I mean? Like launch pricing versus, okay, it's made a couple sales. Let's bump that up. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah. And be able to save those templates, like you said. So you have a launch strategy and a different pricing as you start getting volume or start getting sales. You might want to up the pricing a bit, but you can just create those templates, like you said, import, adjust it in seconds to sync that back. Because trying to update pricing for every single variant on Etsy, it takes a lot of work. So obviously we'll remove that. will make it very easy.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. What about on the like personalization front? Has anything changed there? I know that personalization is such a like key to unlocking Etsy sales. I feel like Shopify too.
Yeah, so personalization is, we made a lot of updates to this. We've been redoing the front end of our Canvas editor for almost 3 months now. And I think by the end of this week, we might release the new UI controls. And it's just improved drastically. So once we get all these new Canvas updates done, there'll be new features we start adding. And then one of the long-term goals is automated personalization for the products that you can do that on. Like this one would be easy to automate. So this is how it looks. I'm on an order that's personalized coming in from Etsy. Get the message from the customer on Etsy, what they want personalized. This is already done, but these are all fields because you created this in our Canvas editor. You can just come in, grab that data, add it, and then hit overwrite. And it generates this mock-up preview for you. And usually if it needs a proof, you can send that to the customer on Etsy. And then once you're ready, just approve order. So
dude, I think I told you about last time we sat down, like I knew this guy. I didn't keep his contact, but like they had spent 6 figures, him and a partner, developing like software just for Shopify, just to create a streamlined workflow for accepting customers' customizations. It wasn't even like, it wasn't using AI to like implement it or anything like that, but like, you'd implement it, whatever, it would create the mock-up, it would send it back, but it was kind of streamlined where like you would in your system say like, yes, okay. And then the customer would have to confirm via email on their end, like I approve, before it would get sent to production. And like, they were wildly successful. I mean, like they were, I don't even know why he booked a call with me. It's like, dude, you're killing it. What do you need to ask me any questions for? This is sick,
Yeah. Yeah. We kind of have all that done too. Speaking of, our Shopify app's released. We have product personalization built into the app. It's really easy to set it up. There's videos on it. And we also have digital products added to the app now too. And in the near future on the Shopify side, once the new Canvas updates are done, like I mentioned earlier, we will add this Canvas editor on Shopify. It ought to be linked to your template. So if you publish like 100 products, you can all personalize them. Your customer can click customize and it'll pop up the template with your text, everything here. So they can make the changes. They can adjust the text layers, get a preview of what the product looks like, add it to cart and buy it. Like it'll be really cool. I don't see anything like that on Shopify at this level yet. So I think that'll be the next big step for personalization for Shopify storefronts because they enable you to do that. So really excited for that.
Just kill it, man. And then in a couple of years, get bought out by Shopify. Easy game.
That's one of many different approaches we could take, right?
Yep. Dude, yeah. And then also, like, if you guys ever get that Amazon integration done too, that'd be sick. Like, even just like, you can import the Etsy listings. And I was just thinking in the back of my mind, like, I would never want to be associated with this undertaking, but if you could like import from Etsy and then sync it with like the bulk import feature on Amazon Seller Central and find a way to streamline people's, I mean, that would just be an incredible headache because of how hard Amazon makes it. But like, just theoretically, like if you could do something like that, that would be so insane.
Yeah, we can definitely do it, and we will. Part of that import feature, like I said earlier, is if you already have the designs, let's say they're on your computer in a folder. Right now, you can manually link up the designs and just drop them into a file slot for the print file to create the new products to go to Amazon. But in the future, you just be able to just drop the entire folder and have our AI just scan it, link the designs up with the listing, and then you could re-import those to Amazon. So it's rather it's coming from Etsy, import to MyDesigns, pushing Amazon as print-on-demand products, pushing to Shopify, pushing to other platforms we integrate with. And really completely streamlined, like you mentioned.
It's just crazy, man, what's possible. You know what I mean? And like MyDesigns is making this stuff accessible to like average people that don't need to be like a programmer or something. You know what I mean? To benefit from it. My brain, when I talk to you, man, it's just like going, I'm thinking of all these things that we could do. You know what I mean? Just so many ways to monetize it.
Yeah, there really are. And we want to just make it easy. We'll be that platform that sits in the middle that allows you to import, export, push products everywhere. And then also when you do that within MyDesigns, you always have control over everything. So data, mockups, videos, making changes quickly, syncing it back to wherever the products are living, whatever marketplace they're on. That way you just have full control over, across multiple marketplaces, but all from one hub that enables bulk editing, bulk changes, bulk syncing, etc.
Does Vision AI work for napkins? I don't know why I wanted to ask that, but
yeah, it's a good question. In fact, we just added napkins.
It's a random question.
So napkins are, they're here now. So it's a product we added to it just a couple days ago. But a lot of people aren't aware of this. Under the product type, just click other. You could say cocktail napkin, luncheon napkin, whatever you want, or do cocktail and luncheon napkin. And that's all you need to do. And you can even do custom instructions to give it more detail. Custom instructions are incredibly powerful. I need to make a full video on that because that's really now you can take take the biggest advantage with Vision AI is if you already
Yeah.
have a few main keywords, get really good search volume. You want those included in your tags. You want those included in your titles. You could put them in here and tell basically Vision AI to make sure it includes those in the titles and tags.
Dude,
And it
I
will.
use that almost every time I use it. Like, even if I don't need to, it just reduces the likelihood that I'll need to regenerate anything if I just go in and like very specifically say, because like, you know how some, I mean, it's just general POD knowledge. Like some designs, for instance, may be able to be described different ways. So I
Yeah.
might just say, I want it framed like this. So
Yeah,
optimize
exactly.
like that, you know?
That's where you're going to do best with Vision AI is using custom instructions. And again, if you want to just experiment, just do it on 1 or 2 listings at a time. So if you're trying to do it on hundreds, just do it on 1 or 2 listings at a time. Make sure everything looks good on the output. Then select all, use the same instructions, apply it to it, assuming they're in the same general niche. So that's why I like to batch everything by niches and usually products like in different collections. Now, when you run things in bulk, it makes it way easier and way more specific to the output of the data.
Dude, I still need you to do one thing for me though. I need you to let me like make a collection with like a million subfolders or whatever, and then do like the edits at the collection level and just push it. Because if it's like a text edit or something like that, you know what I'm saying? To like all like 1,000 listings in the collection once. That would be so sick.
Yeah, that should be doable. I don't see why not.
I'm probably the only person that needs it, but you know, sometimes I'll just be running like the Illustrator design script, making literally like 1,000 listings or something, and then I'm like, damn, I gotta like do the SEO, you know, 8 times, even though it's so quick and easy in MyDesigns, you know what I mean, and it's
Yeah.
saving me hours, but I'm still like, I gotta do the same thing like 5 times.
Yeah, I can. Let's talk about that. I also got something else to show you with Canvas. And speaking of Illustrator and the variable importer and all that, we within Canvas we have a lot of stuff with these new updates coming. We'll add this new feature for rather you have a base graphic, you want to add text, and rather it's a path text with a circular like structure. All these different things you'll be able to do it quickly and apply it across all your listings in bulk. And there's gonna be a lot of other cool things that come with that. But that means you can also at the same time save it as a personalized design and sell it as a personalized product across
Nice.
Etsy and different platforms that support that. So I got to
Yes.
show you that pretty soon. There's a lot of cool things you can do there.
That's gonna be amazing, man. That's gonna be amazing. Was there anything else? Like, I know you said TikTok, we're still waiting on approval there. Is there going to be an issue with TikTok, like with fulfillment times? Like every time I hear about TikTok from people, I have not crossed paths with somebody who's like killing it on TikTok yet in any way, shape, or form. Like I know there are people out there, but like, do you know anything about that? Is that going to be a problem? They want everything turned around within like 48 hours.
Yeah, 2-day SLA. So we have certain printers that have an option for 2-day SLA, and we'll have a specific TikTok catalog for that. So if you're trying to publish products from MyDesigns to TikTok, you only have access to the products that are going to work with TikTok to fit into that 2-day SLA window. So it won't be all of our print-on-demand products, but the most popular ones like your Bella 3001, Gildan 5000, Gildan 18,000, Gildan 18,500, and a few others, some of the Comfort Color colors. Those will be in the TikTok catalog.
Yeah, that'll be awesome, man. I look forward to learning TikTok. Maybe MyDesigns integrating will be the impetus I need to get started.
Yeah.
Cool,
Absolutely.
man. Well, anything else that we missed that we didn't get to talk about in our update? Time flies, yo. We're already 30 minutes in.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to talk about. I think we should do a video on Shopify, but that should probably be its own video because there's a lot to cover there. But yeah, and then a lot of really cool updates coming. We are like redoing the website of MyDesigns. We'll start to offer some free tools and a couple other really cool things I think will be very valuable, especially if people just want to test things really quickly. There's some great stuff coming.
So anybody watching that's not on MyDesigns yet, but they are familiar with print on demand, I think the first takeaway, start on Etsy, right? And maybe experiment with like a little bit of a different product type than just t-shirts. Or if that's what use t-shirts. I mean, MyDesigns does t-shirts great. The mockups are great. You just showed like how easy you can create really nice looking t-shirt listings, but you talked about like napkins are hilarious to me. That's a thing. You're killing it with the napkins. Maybe they go try that. You use the mockups available in MyDesigns for your napkins that are successful.
Yeah, on my napkin listing, there's nothing in there that's special. It's all the mockups that are available to everyone. Like the data was mostly generated with Vision AI, then I optimized it further with keywords that I knew had good search volume, and that's pretty much it. That's why it took even 3 hours. Otherwise, it would have taken me, an hour to publish all those. But 3 or 4 hours is the total time I put into publishing those products. And yeah, that store is on track to be at 10K a month in profit within, I'd say, the next 60 days. without me doing any changes right now, just leaving it as is. But of course, I'm going to go publish more products and whatnot.
It's pretty good ROI, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. 3 or
Is
4
there
hours
a
of total work, and
single
then fulfillment works a little bit more. But
is there a single video that has like start to finish for somebody that is new to Shopify? Because Shopify is like a buzzword, right? People get
yeah,
excited about it and then they realize, oh, this is, well, it doesn't have to be, but it ends up being like a pretty deep rabbit hole that I think a lot of people go down. Do you have like a resource? Should I point them to Chris Heckman's 21-hour Shopify tutorial and then say come back and use MyDesigns for fulfillment?
yeah. I haven't went over his video, but I've heard from a couple people that it's fantastic. So I think that'd be one of the best resources to start. It's updated, it's new, covers everything from my understanding. Basically setting up a Shopify store for print on demand. So yeah, I think that's a great idea. You could basically follow what he's doing there, then use MyDesigns as your platform to do everything, and that's going to save you a lot of time too.
Yeah, and
But
learning from somebody that's been there.
yeah, and we do have
Been there, done
Shopify
that.
tutorials, and we will be making a lot more now that our official app's out. I think it's only been out for just over a month, and it's getting a lot of great feedback on that already.
Yeah, once that like gets discovered by the random Shopify people, you know what I mean, the people who are just like crushing it on Shopify Facebook ads, they don't care what they sell, they're gonna be like, wait, what is this MyDesign software? Next thing you know, you're
Yeah,
gonna have like a bunch of people from around the world just like hitting insane numbers every day probably.
yeah. Shopify has some serious sellers. Once you
Yeah.
figure out how to market your products, brand your products, and build that out, run paid advertising to them, there's some shops really killing it on Shopify, and a lot of them.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks for doing what you do and making this all accessible to us. I know that things would be a lot more complicated and there's so many moving pieces, right? Like MyDesigns brings it all under one hood and just continues to innovate in terms of like additional ways. Cause you could have just stopped at Vision AI, the bulk image editor and like the video generator, right? That could have been enough, but y'all keep
Yeah,
adding just more new stuff. And it's just crazy. Every time we sit down together, you're blowing my mind.
yeah. There's a lot we want to do. We're not even close to getting to the end goal of MyDesigns, so we got a lot to do in terms of innovation, getting things to the level we want. Like I said, I think by the end of this year, hopefully we can pull it off. It's been one of my goals this year. Is I want to simplify things at such a high level for just even the average seller to like they could come in and really get so much value out of MyDesigns and do it quickly. But one of them is just voice an idea into our app, get variations of that idea ready to publish. You can make changes to it, optimize it further, but I'm talking from the designs, the mockups, the products, everything, pricing, everything's done for you. So you just voice an idea or type it in. It's just done. And it's proven, like listings that are proven to work, the mockups, the pricing strategy, just all that being done, even including multiple products in the same listing. A lot of cool things we're doing. And I think by the end of the year, we'll get really close to having all that ready.
Yeah, you can't be too far, right? I mean,
Yeah,
like
we got
the
we got
individual
everything
pieces
done.
might be there, like,
Yeah. All the individual pieces are there. That's why we've been building out so many different features, because that's what it all comes to when it's all said and done. Is one
it's
really
gonna be,
streamlined workflow. We're probably going to call it product templates to start, and eventually that'll spin off and get bigger and bigger. But it's basically just, here's my napkins that are generated 10K in revenue over the last 30 days. Here's the exact pricing. Here's the exact mockups. Here's everything. And you just click one or two buttons. You have the design and it's done. So like things like that. We'll have product templates for everything, for all the different products and product combinations, with the pricing, the colors, the variants, sizes, whatever it is, all built in.
yeah. I see the vision, man. We've said that MyDesigns is a black hole. You know what I mean? It's gonna be all
Yeah.
encompassing, and that might be what pushes it over the edge. Because once you do it, there will really be no excuse for other people not to match it. But think of like, I mean, firsthand like how hard that tech will be to replicate.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, and then obviously polishing that's even more work. So like you said, we got all the individual pieces done. The next step is really to simplify the workflow for even a new user. Because right now, if you learn MyDesigns, yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge. Take a few days. Like once you have it, it's easy. But for a new user to step into MyDesigns and be able to publish a product within the first couple of minutes, and it'd be a high level product, that's what we need to get to. And it needs to be like you like sign up within 5 minutes, you have 5, 10 plus products on your Etsy shop or Shopify store, whatever it is. And not just products. It's not your average product. It's a high quality, very high quality product that encompasses everything you need to have a best selling listing. So that's kind of the
Yep.
goal. And we're getting there. It'll be done soonish.
Dude,
I put
I'm
the
right there with you. I see it. I see it. I know you're gonna be there. If you do it this year too, that'd be insane. Because like once it happens, we'll be meeting again in like a year, and we'll be like, "Damn, man! Like the game changed so much, Like, but it'll become like commonplace. The same way that AI has become like AI has been integrated in everybody's workflows now. But like go back 2 years, and like we probably weren't talking about it the way that it's like now. It's just like, of course it is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and AI is only going to get much better. So, and all we have it all incorporated into MyDesigns. So as those models get better, we get better. So it's great. It's a great spot to be in. We incorporated AI, I think, earlier than anybody in the print on demand space by far, at every single level. And again, enable you to do it in bulk. So we're really excited to be at that point because now we can just kind of rise as the tides rise. Like as those improvements come, we're ready. It's already there. It's done.
Hey man, so that's why we got to align with MyDesigns, adapt, integrate it, and benefit from it, man. The link is at the top of the description. The second link will be the MyDesigns YouTube channel. And unless I forgot anything else, I'll put all the links I need to in the description, try to make it easy on everybody. I hate when I watch videos and the links aren't in the description. You know what I mean? So I try to always put everything there. But Curtis, man, it's been awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it, man. And one more thing, I publish videos to my personal channel too. So if you have the MyDesigns channel and my channel there, that's perfect because we have videos on both of those.
Cool. I'm going to put a link to both of those as well. All right, cool, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Curtis, thanks for being here. And everybody go check out MyDesigns.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it.